friends, I want to share with you a topic that I've been nerding out about lately, and that is red light therapy. Red light therapy is a hot topic in longevity medicine, and you'll find that certain longevity clinics are offering this. Medical spas and other places are offering red light sort of tanning booths. And so I wanted to share with you, what does the evidence actually show? And there was a Huberman Lab podcast recently with Dr. Glenn Jeffries, who is at the University College of London. He's a PhD, he's a scientist who's been studying red light and its effects on the mitochondria. And I thought I'd share with you some interesting things that I've learned about it as I've done a deep dive on this topic. So as we have evolved as human beings, most of our time has been spent outdoors under the sun. And the sunlight has the full spectrum of light, which includes red and infrared, which are the longer wavelengths, all the way to the shorter wavelengths like blue and violet. Just to point out, those shorter wavelengths, the violet and ultraviolet, those are the types of light that cause sunburn and skin damage and skin cancers. We're going to talk today about the opposite end of the spectrum, which is red and infrared. What's interesting about red and infrared light is it actually penetrates through our clothing. So we can be outdoors wearing clothes that protect our skin from UV light, but we still can get exposure to red and infrared light, and that exposure might turn out to be a good thing. What Glenn Jeffries and others have shown in the laboratory and in animals is that when you shine red light onto cells, the mitochondria work better. Mitochondria are these little organelles inside of our cells that are responsible for ATP production, which is energy. There is a theory of aging that believes that aging is caused by a decline in the number and the health of our mitochondria. And so any therapy that can boost the health of our mitochondria might improve our health and slow aging. I will also point out, by the way, that if you want to improve the health of your mitochondria, the best way we know how so far is, yes, exercise. Exercise is an incredible way to boost your mitochondria. But going back to red light, we know that in cells and in animals that when you shine red or infrared light onto those cells, that the mitochondria work better, which is absolutely incredible. Now we've moved from cells into animals, and from mice and flies into primates, and we've moved from primates into actual human studies. And there are some small human studies that have shown the benefit of red light in a few different areas. And we have even received FDA clearance for red light therapy for hair follicle growth. So for men who have male pattern baldness, that red light exposure has been shown to improve hair loss. I wish I had known that. Another area is wound healing and skin rejuvenation, that red light has been shown to be beneficial. And the third area is in retina. And last year, there was a randomized controlled clinical trial of patients with age-related macular degeneration, a disease that I treat myself, that showed that red light therapy decreased the decline of vision and in some patients improved their vision. Now again, whether it's hair follicles, whether it's skin, or whether it's the retina, these are small human studies followed for maybe 1 or 2 years. So what we don't have is large human studies with long follow-up looking at the benefit, is it sustained, and what could be the potential downsides. We just don't know that yet. And here's what we definitely don't know, which is, does red light have some longevity, lifespan increasing benefit? Those studies simply haven't been done. So what does this all mean? I'm not rushing out yet to buy a red lamp. I'm not signing up for membership where I pay to have red light exposure on a regular basis. Although it might have benefit, I don't think the evidence is quite there yet. But what I do know is that being outdoors and being exposed to the sun, even with clothing on, does expose our body to red light and its potential benefits. I also know that plants, the leaves of plants, reflect red light, and the exposure we might get from that reflection could be similar, but we don't know, could be similar to the exposure you might get with a few minutes of red light from a lamp. So I know that the sunlight is free. I know that we should all be spending more time outdoors anyways. So I'm going to try to spend more time in my backyard, more time exposed to the beautiful sunlight. Again, not necessarily UV light, but rather red infrared light, and see how that might have some health benefit. So I think the science is exciting. I think that this is a field that we should all keep watch on, and I look forward to sharing more content and more science as it unfolds. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed my content, please subscribe.